there offensively, the offensive line. Carlton Davis, the cornerback for Detroit, could be back by the championship game. What I was getting at, if Minnesota loses, I think they've got Green Bay Sunday, or loses to Detroit. And I think Detroit, they're gonna beat San Francisco come Sunday, of course, with all their injuries. But I also think that they're going to mess around and get that 1 seed. I still like them, which is good for them. They give them the week off, opportunity to get some of these players back, particularly potentially a Carlton Davis. They just need to win their divisional game. And between, Ben Johnson and, of course, Dan Campbell, they're going to do anything they can to get that win. So, again, I was pretty impressed with what they did against the Bears. They're 5th in my Power 5. Still 2nd in total offense. They're still 7th in defensive points allowed. Now, of course, they did give up an average of 27 the last 3 games against Buffalo and Green Bay. So like I said, Detroit at 5 in the Power 5. Buffalo's Josh Allen at 4 now. They had a little bit of trouble there, a little flat early against I'm talking about the Bills now, against the Patriots on Saturday. But then they'd still won, but, came back down 14. Still a 2 seed. The Bills are the only team to beat Kansas City. The thing about the Bills, you got to stick with the running game, even if it's not working early, and get other guys the ball and try to just win the time of possession game if you're the Bills, which they have lately in some of their big games. So still got them at number 4 in my Power 5. Now, Philadelphia, I still got them at 3. They've dropped down to 9. They had that loss there. Looks like they still have a shot at that 1 seed, but right now they're still hovering at that 2 seed. Hurts got this concussion the first half. He did not practice today due to that concussion. Today's Thursday. That week is so messed up right now because I'm not sure because of this holiday week and everything. Not sure if he's going to play or not. They're played great last 2 weeks. Had a hiccup against Washington. Still very deep roster with the healthy Hurts. Likely favored out of Detroit. They're still probably the favorite out of the NFC to get to the Super Bowl in the Eagles. The Eagle fans expect all this to come about. Now, of course, that incident with Nick Sirianni, that just came into the news. And I'm checking the news still today. That just came about with me today. But I still think they're going to be okay. I know A.J. Brown's been a little banged up a lot. Pretty much everybody is at this point in the season. I still got them at 3. You say, well, who you got at 2 then? Listen, Baltimore, folks. Baltimore double-digit margin victory. The last 3 games, 2 of those teams were playoff teams after their bye week. First in total offense for the Ravens, tied for the league in sacks, by the way. Best run defense by a 6-yard average. This team may be better in some spots because they have that Derrick Henry power element. Henry got a touchdown yesterday. Listen, folks, Lamar Jackson lost a few pounds over the week or over the offseason. Thought that may hurt him. Maybe he get a little dinged up, a little injured. Their offensive line, they've had to replace 3 starters, and they look better than ever. He's using guys like Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews more, spreading it around. We know that Zay Flowers is the real deal at number 1 wide receiver. The Ravens could very well get to the Super Bowl in the AFC. They've now taken position. They're 3rd in the AFC. They're leading the AFC North right now. As Pittsburgh's kind of fading a little bit. Not ready to write off Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's been banged up themselves. If they run into Baltimore again, maybe they beat them, but Baltimore matches up against everybody really well right now, except for the number 1 team. Back in the 1 spot in my Power 5 would be the Kansas City Chiefs, folks. Got Hollywood Brown back. Played some yesterday in that Christmas game. Playing well at the right time. They're moving around their offensive line. Joe Tooney from left guard moving over to left tackle with the Chiefs, and they're still not missing a beat. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with this team. I know a lot of people simply tired of hearing them. We were tired of talking about the Patriots years ago when they were really dominant like this. This team is more consistent than the freaking Patriots. If they can pull this thing off and get to a third straight Super Bowl, the Patriots never went to 3 straight. Nobody's never won 3 straight. Now, we know the Bills from, was it 90 to 93, went to 4 straight Super Bowls, but they lost all 4 of them. They had Chris Jones was out yesterday. By the way, their defense, number 1 now in points allowed. They've got 2 dominant linebackers there with Bolton and Korlowski or whatever his name is. And, McDuffie there on the back end. I thought with them losing Snead at cornerback would take a big fall back. They're technically the number 1 points defense in this league. They won yesterday with Chris Jones being out. Now they've got the number 1 seed. Kansas City, Baltimore still doesn't match up well against them, although they played in week 1. That was a tight game. Kansas City's number 1 team in the NFL right now in my power rankings. They're really leaning on their defense. You see Mahomes playing through this ankle sprain. This was not as bad as the one they won the Super Bowl on. But their defense seems to be better overall. I'm really surprised. So you got Kansas City at number 1, Baltimore at number 2, Philadelphia a little banged up at number 3, Buffalo's still in there at number 4.